Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into Atlas Shrugged by Ayn Rand, a must-read if you want to be a top CEO. Let's not waste any time and jump right into it. So let's kick things off with part 1 called Non-Contradiction. Here, the main idea is you gotta be true to yourself and your values. You see folks like Dagny Taggart and Hank Rearden building stuff and pushing boundaries. They don't take shortcuts. Impactful, quote, "I swear by my life and my love of it that I will never live for the sake of another man, nor ask another man to live for mine." This part shows us that sticking to your values is key. Whether you're running a railroad or creating new metal, you gotta be all in for what you believe in. Section 1, the theme and the chain. Part 1 starts with the theme and the chain. The theme sets the stage, introducing us to a world that's falling apart because people aren't taking responsibility. Then, in the chain, Dagny Taggart has to fix a broken train line, a chain of metal, and also a chain of people who make it all work. So what's the lesson here? Every piece matters, from the smallest bolt in your machinery to the janitor in your building. We're all part of a bigger chain in business. If you want a strong company, each link has got to be solid. Don't overlook the small stuff. Section 2. The immovable movers to the exploiters and the exploited. Moving on to our second section, from the immovable movers to the exploiters and the exploited. This is where we see the conflict heat up. Dagny and Hank Rearden are the immovable movers. They're the engines of the world. But they're up against people who just want to take from them. As business owners, you're the immovable movers of your businesses. You set the pace. You make the hard calls. There's always going to be people who want to slow you down or take credit for your wins. Your job? Keep moving, and don't let anyone drag you down. You've got this. Section 3. The John Galt line to Wyatt's torch. Finally, we have the John Galt line to Wyatt's torch. Dagny and Hank go all in to get the John Galt line up and running. But guess what? The world pushes back. It culminates in Wyatt's torch, where Ellis Wyatt sets his oil fields on fire rather than let them be taken over by looters. This is the big payoff, folks. Sometimes you gotta burn it all down to make a point. Wyatt's torch is a wake-up call. Don't let people take what you've worked so hard for. Be ready to make bold moves and stand up for what you believe in. That's how you leave a mark. Part 2, either or. This part's all about the struggle between creators and moochers, the makers and the takers. Impactful, quote, "The question isn't who is going to let me, it's who is going to stop me." Look, in business, you'll meet people who want to ride your coattails. Don't let them. Stand firm and be the unstoppable force you are meant to be. Section 1. The man who belonged on Earth to white blackmail. To begin, part 2, we've got the man who belonged on Earth, all the way to white blackmail. Here we see that Dagny and Hank Rearden are still pushing ahead. They're the ones who belong on Earth because they make things happen. But there are forces trying to manipulate them, especially in white blackmail. Listen, being a CEO isn't just about making cool stuff. It's also about facing down the people who try to bring you down or blackmail you. Be smart and stand your ground, just like Dagny and Hank. Your company is your turf. Protect it like a lion. Section 2. The sanction of the victim to the moratorium on brains. The big idea here is how society tries to make the strong feel guilty for their success. Don't fall for it. In this world, sometimes people will try to make you feel bad for doing well. Don't let that happen. As a CEO, you've earned your success. Never apologize for being good at what you do or for outperforming the competition. Keep crushing it. Section 3. Buy our love to the sign of the dollar. This is where we see the sign of the dollar as a symbol of free will and trade, not something evil. At the end of the day, money is just a tool. It's what you do with it that counts. In business, the dollar sign is not a mark of shame, but a badge of honor. You're trading value for value, and that's something to be proud of. Part 3, called A is A. This part shows how the heroes stand strong, revealing who John Galt is and what he stands for. Reality is what it is, and no amount of wishing will change that. So tackle issues head on, solve them, and move on. Part 3 begins with Atlantis through anti-greed. Here, we finally see the secret hideaway of all the big thinkers and doers. They've created a paradise where they can be free to innovate without any roadblocks. Sometimes you gotta step back and find your own Atlantis. That's your space where you can think, create, and break new ground without distractions or naysayers. Make sure you're building an environment where you and your team can truly shine. Section 2. Anti-life to This Is John Galt Speaking. This is where the real juice is. John Galt gets on the radio and tells the whole world what's wrong and how to fix it. This is a big moment. In your business, you'll face moments where you need to stand up and make your voice heard. Whether it's at a company meeting or in a public statement, don't be afraid to lay down the law and set the record straight. Speak your truth. Section 3. The egoist to In the Name of the Best Within Us. This is where all our heroes come back to reclaim a world that's almost lost. They haven't given up, and neither should you. The lesson here is don't quit, even when things look bad. You might face some tough times, but that's no reason to throw in the towel. Stick it out and be the hero your company needs. If you believe in the best within you, then you're already on the path to victory. Now let's wrap this up with 3 accountability lessons and leadership takeaways. Accountability lessons: be true to your values. If you aren't living by what you believe, who will? Don't rely on others to fuel your success. You've got the power to make things happen. Face reality. Don't sugarcoat problems. Face them, solve them, and keep going. Leadership takeaways. Vision is everything. Your team looks to you for direction. Make it clear and powerful. Walk the talk. Show up every day as the leader you claim to be. Inspire by action. Don't just talk a big game. Make big moves. We've just taken a whirlwind tour through Atlas Shrugged, diving deep into the gems that this book has to offer. The big takeaway: be the hero of your own story. Whether you're running a business or simply trying to make your mark in the world, stay true to your values and keep pushing ahead, no matter what obstacles you face. Now it's time for action. This isn't just stuff to think about, it's stuff to do. Take these lessons to heart and apply them in your business today. You've got the tools. Now let's build something great. That's all for today's video. If you found value in this, go ahead and hit that like button. And don't forget to leave comments below about how this book has impacted you on your business and leadership journey.